everyone, and welcome back to another Joypad video with me, Mike, aka Dinosaur. If you're wondering why I'm talking like this, it's because I'm playing a game called Don't Open Your Eyes. And if you have not watched the last video, I suggest you go back and do so. This game is very quiet, it's completely dialogue driven, and our friend here only whispers, which in turn causes me to want to speak very, very softly. So that's about where we're at, and we're going through the hand options now. We did eyes last time, so let's continue on and tell him what his hands look like. Ultimately, I want to end up with telling him his eyes look tired. So here, I will choose deceitful. Listen to what he has to tell me, and then after that, I will choose they look tired.
They look deceitful.
Oh no, that is the worst option.
That may be so.
It is not so. I am not leaving them like that.
These hands of mine tend to squirm into places I could never imagine.
That is uncomfortable.
Be it tiny holes in the walls, housing arachnids of all sizes, or the pockets of midnight walkers strolling the parks that sometimes serve me as home. These fingers squirm in and drag out what they find.
Those are not even fingers. You cannot rightfully call those fingers.
So now I carry all sorts of trinkets with me.
Those are straight up tentacles, bro.
Keys, peeping gadgets, notes with love poems in them. The corpse of one or two insects, eventually eaten away by those who come take their place. I keep everything with me, regardless of their use. But sometimes I feel bad, because maybe it was something important. The person I took them from could be distraught, their happiness shattered,
You should return those items.
their lives ended.
I don't think it's that bad.
So I consider maybe dropping them somewhere in the park.
That's also a possibility.
But what if I need them?
You won't.
What if the keys can one day open the door I want?
You don't like doors. We've been over this.
What if the poems help me befriend a new partner?
That's a possibility.
What if the arachnids serve me as unlikely sustenance?
They are full of protein.
There are too many ifs. But I'm also too afraid to find out the truth. So I let them stay with me, slowly becoming a part of me, helping me grow. I've grown so much, I had to lower my head when entering your room. These fingers won't stop.
That is a terrible sentence. That should never be spoken again.
Squirming and coiling around everything they feel.
That one too.
And I can only hope they merely take what they need. I would be saddened if my body grew too much, because I wouldn't get to enter rooms like yours anymore. Hey, have you ever attempted to help yourself grow by mercilessly taking away from someone else?
I'd like to answer no, but the truth is, I probably have.
Have you? These hands, are these my hands? Is that what my hands? They look tired. That may be so. These fingers of mine have touched so many things. They are always stretching forwards, reaching out for something. The tip of my finger stands over the surfaces that I travel, and their sensations reach the core of my brain. Be it the softness of the first spring flowers, or the roughness of a wall made out of rubbish. Caressing, grabbing, clawing, no matter the time of day, no matter if I'm awake or asleep, as if they had a mind of their own. Even now, they clutch onto the fabric of your bed sheets. They like how these thousands of threads intertwine with each other.
Thousands? Bro, I have a very low thread count. I'm poor. It's like 300 at most.
The rustle of fabric against fabric, of skin against skin is irresistible. They want more. They want to feel closer.
Please don't touch me.
To have it between them and around them, more and more and more. Sometimes, however, they can't reach as far as they'd like. That's when I lend a hand. I take over and stretch, 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 and they grow. Maybe just the length of a fingernail every time. But they grow, just so they can reach out, clutch what they want, and then throw it aside, discarded, and forgotten. That's why they are tired. Because they never stop seeking, and most likely, never will. Hey.
Hey.
Have you ever stretched your fingers to grab a hold of something important? Only to learn that it's been long out of your grasp.
Yes.
Have you? These hands, are these my hands? A good answer. Yet, there is only one way to know the truth. Open your eyes.
I think I know how this is going to turn out. But there's only one way to find out. Yep, nothing there.
So you won't look at me,
There's nothing to look at.
even though my hands could be the same as yours.
You're very clearly not.
Think about it. Maybe you and I are similar. No, I know we are. I can feel it in my skin. Oh. Can you hear it?
That's not your skin.
My skin is pulsating.
That's not your skin.
It has been long since this happened. It's a sign of my innermost emotions flowing out. I wander the world, wanting to be seen. I'll be satisfied as long as someone tells me how I look. But it's not like anyone will do. If it did, then it would be oh so easy, since I could show myself to everyone at once.
Why can't you?
Every living person in this land, and ask them all the same question. Someone will answer. There's no doubt about it. But it might not be the answer I wish for, since I don't want to be judged.
Nobody wants to be judged.
I don't want to be perceived as something I'm not.
Nobody wants that.
It scares me. That is why, when someone is on the verge of looking at me, I shy away. I hide, fading into the dark. But you might be different. If it's you, it might be possible to stand still, if only for a second. That way you can help me, and we can both be fulfilled. Just thinking about it, it makes me feel something. describe it? I am not good with words.
You seem pretty good with words to me, my man.
There was a person in my past who taught me to speak like a person. They were not good at it either. And thinking back on it, they certainly didn't enjoy it. To teach a wordless being how to talk must be a challenge. Yet, they did. Simply because they could. It is weird to remember, because it makes me think of why I want to be seen, and I am not. Sure, I don't care much for my appearance.
It's okay. Not many people are, or do.
I don't want to be judged. But if that were it, I could easily stay out of sight. So why is it? Why do I want someone to recognize me so much? Maybe it's only because I can. Because everyone gets to be recognized. But me. But I will. Soon. Once you open your eyes. There it is again.
It's not happening, brother.
Just thinking about the moment you unveil your sight onto me, and you finally take those bed sheets off your body.
Why would I ever do that?
And you inspect every crevice of mine.
No. Why? I know.
And you finally open those tight lips of yours.
This is really awkward, but I think you're getting the wrong vibes, and you feel differently about me than the way I feel about you.
To let me hear what I am. And to maybe even give me a name.
Chicho.
It makes me feel, but I don't know what. Surely it would be evident if you were to look at my face. Hey, what does my expression look like when that veil of uncertainty finally disappears? What will we convey to each other? Answer me.
It's an emotionless stare is how we're going to end this. So let's just go down. I feel like a cheerful smile will be terrifying.
A cheerful smile.
Oh God, no, that is the worst.
That may be so. It would only make sense for the end of this journey to bring me joy. It has been so long. I can no longer remember where it all began. But who's to say it had a beginning? Maybe the starting point is that faint memory. The earliest one I can recall. I was walking, and for some reason, it was daytime. I rarely travel during the daytime, only when the fear of being seen isn't there. So I must have believed that was the case. But it's strange, since the place I was walking through was a city, one full of people. I couldn't see them, but I knew they were there, hiding in the shadows, with their backs against the dirt, completely motionless, completely silent.
That's not how people work.
Living in wait of their deaths.
That kind of is.
And what's more, none dared to look at me. Did they even know I was there? Maybe they did not care. All I remember is feeling a certain kinship towards the hidden inhabitants of that settlement. They were like me, living in fear of what others might think.
That is identifiable.
And who's to say I wasn't one of them? Maybe I spent my days as part of the scenery as well. And one day I decided to go for a walk. A walk that hasn't yet found its end. It's my earliest memory. And my most joyful one. No experience afterwards had made me want to smile more than that.
Your smile is terrifying.
So if you say I am smiling, then surely that's how it must be. But tonight, I'm not joyful. So if my expression is truly one of cheer, then I must be lying through my smiling teeth. Hey, have you ever expressed honest happiness in your face, when in reality, you're feeling anything but? Have you?
Oh yeah.
This expression is this. My expression is that so. What does my when that fell of an answer? A surprised grimace. That may be so. Tonight is the first I hear about my eyes, or my hands, and the new and unexpected is always a source of surprise. People always act surprised when I show myself before them, so it makes sense that my appearance would surprise me as well. At times, they stop moving, merely looking at me in awe.
I wonder if there's any right answers.
At others, they scream and run and exhaust themselves to the point they can't think.
The only thing I can think of is that the cheerful smile was not correct because you basically outright said it.
Others, they don't feel much at all. They sit and stay and attempt to talk. I don't like when they do that. It's like they are not seeing me, not recognizing me. I much prefer when they freeze. I much prefer when they scream. A reaction is what I want. It's a sign that I am there, and that my existence means something to them. That's why I like you.
Thanks.
You did not scream, yet you did not run either. You were surprised and averted your eyes, but instead, you stayed, listening, acknowledging.
Where else was I going to go?
You are the first to do this for me. You are new and unexpected, yet, how odd. Is this really surprise? No. You say it is, so it must be true.
That makes it sound like surprise might be the correct answer, if there are correct answers.
But what I'm feeling right now, what I'm experiencing, it's not the same as those who've seen me. As if their surprise was something different from mine. Hey,
Hey,
have you ever acted surprised? Not because you are, but because you believe that's how you must feel.
yes,
Have you?
yes.
This expression is this. My expression is that. What does when that felt answer?
An emotionless stare.
An emotionless stare.
That feels correct.
That may be so. Expressions are difficult. They require one's face to contort in many different ways. I am not capable of that. Everything about me is stiff.
Everything.
From the way I walk, to the way I talk, to the way I feel.
The way you talk does not really sound stiff.
It is something I noticed long ago. I may hurt and I may grow, but I do not change. Not in the way other people do. People interact with each other. They form connections. They experience thrills. A person becomes someone different with each passing second, turning old and perishing. However, I don't think I'm capable of any of those things. My journey began long ago, longer than any person has ever journeyed. And in my life, I have seen others born and die, born and die. A person's existence is so fleeting, and yet so many things happen to them, so many worthwhile memories. It is something I lack. Were I to write a book, I could not fill a single page.
You've been talking I feel like you could manage it, though.
It's not for the lack of memories,
Oh,
but rather because these memories mean nothing to me.
that's depressing.
Save for a minuscule number, they are all the same, blending with each other into a mottled gray, lacking the meaning people often give to that which they care about. Perhaps if someone else had lived what I had, they would see meaning. They would treasure it. But I cannot. No matter how I try. I can't see any worth in what I do. And by extension, in what I am. I want for someone to tell me how I look.
Bro, I'm trying real hard.
Yet, I don't see that as important. No one but me would care. So why should I care? But that doesn't mean I have never felt. I feel things. Joy, sorrow, fear. I am always feeling. And right now, I am feeling strongly. It's here, in my pulsating skin.
Pulsating Skin is a great name for a metal band.
You say my expression is motionless, that it shows nothing, and if you say so, it must be true. But soon you will see something, because what I'm feeling is not nothing. Hey, have you ever masked yourself with indifference, only to hide the overwhelming emotions hiding beneath? Have you?
That may be my most commonly used emotion.
This expression, is this my expression? I see. Thank you. You have truly helped me tonight. These are my eyes. These are my hands. And this is my expression. I consider these my most treasured features. And you have helped me picture them all. No one has done this for me. I feel a connection with you, one born out of honest gratitude. But there's one step left. You need to make sure of the truth. It is the only way to finally understand each other. So please, I beg of you, open your eyes.
I think we know how this is going to end if I do open my eyes. But I have to try. Damn it. This is some night terror bullshit.
No. I see. I understand. No, it's fine.
Oh shit, you know when they with the it's fine. It's not really fine.
You have still helped me by answering my questions. No one has done that for me before. So I have no right to ask for anything else. No,
Oh shit.
that is a lie.
Oh shit.
Ever since I stepped into this room, you have refused to engage with me.
I have answered all of your questions.
Not even once.
I answered your questions.
Not even once, not even once, not even once, not even once, not even once.
But I did.
Not even once. Did you open your eyes?
That is true.
Not even once. Did you look at my face?
Also true, but that does not mean that I didn't engage you.
You stayed there, acting as if you were asleep,
How could I have been asleep if I were answering your questions?
feigning ignorance and not moving an inch. At times making me believe that our conversation was just in my head. You haven't opened your mouth, but you didn't need to. I can hear far, far beyond what most others can. And I can see further than what others would consider the dark, empty bottom. That's why I know that I wasn't wrong. You are like me. We are the same. You too look for what's not there. You too reach out for what might hurt you. And you too are a liar.
Uh-oh.
The type that shows one thing and feels another.
Okay, we did establish that.
But you made a mistake. I know you're lying. Because every answer you've given me so far has been wrong.
Damn it.
I am not what you said I am.
I do wonder if there are right answers.
These eyes, these hands, this expression. They aren't mine. Maybe they are yours. But I do not care. Not anymore. Open your eyes.
I don't have a choice this time.
I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want to be perceived for something I'm not. And that's all you did. So now, you will open your eyes and see me for what I truly am. You said so. Remember that in this room, you know how everything looks.
Why do you remember that? Why do you know that?
It was those words that brought me here. So you have to do right by that which you claimed. It is time. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. You had your chance.
What?
It's not up to you anymore.
Oh shit.
You won't open your eyes.
I tried to.
I will.
Something coils around my head. The pressure around my skull is unbearable. Uh-oh. I hear something shatter.
Your eyes are as beautiful as I imagined. Tell me, my new friend, what do you see?
They've grabbed onto my head and won't let me talk. But what I see is... No, thank you. No, thank you. I close my eyes.
That won't do. Open your eyes. Open them. Open them now. Open, open, open. Open, open, open. Open, open, open. Oh no. It seems I did it again. You can't see anymore, right? You can't talk anymore, right? You can't think anymore, right? Then, this is farewell. Thank you for trying, friend. Even though you were a liar, I leave this piece of myself here with you. I must go. I must look for the right person. Someone who can tell me how I look. Someone who can explain to me why everyone looks like. like that when they do.
something in my hand. It's what they left behind. What is it? It feels important. But I can no longer open my eyes. Oh, wow. So that's it. So, that was an interesting game. I don't know if I'd call it scary. It was definitely tense. What I really want to do is I'm going to look up to see if there are correct answers to take or to make. If there are, I'll do another video showing what changes. I assume there would be a different ending, but I can't be sure. If there's nothing, then I won't bother. But this was an interesting game. I did go through all the options, but if there's a different ending, I'll show it. And if you want to play this game yourself, you can easily look it up. I believe it's a pay what you want for it. I paid $5, but it was an interesting experience and a different kind of take on a game. But yeah, let me know what you thought of this game down below. Do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and check out the podcast my friends and I do called The Role As Taken, where we play games that are not Dungeons & Dragons. It's an actual play RPG podcast. You can search for The Role As Taken wherever you find podcasts. Just make sure you spell it R-O-L-E. And that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, be smart, be safe, and be kind. And I will see you next time with either an alternate ending to Don't Open Your Eyes or a different game completely. Bye-bye.